Lil Kim,
Living legend.
Nicki.
I'm gonna go on a limb. She might be God tier. I mean,
There's an art. No, there's an absolute argument
solid
there.
argument.
There's an absolute argument
Solid
there.
argument. You throw
I
her on
mean,
a song,
she
she's
stood toe to toe with,
honestly, she's literally right there with the rest of them. If that feature is there, yeah.
and she's proven multiple times over her career. Because I think one thing that me and you have definitely agreed on is from a feature standpoint,
Oh yeah,
she
for
don't
sure.
miss. She don't miss much on features. So a 16, I trust that I'm gonna get a. I trust that I'm gonna get a. You know, a damn near depending on the track, depending on how much she care. I'm gonna get a stellar 16.
Oh, for sure. Especially if it's a nigga. Like if it's a nigga that she featuring on the song with, oh yeah, she about to go crazy. Now, if it's one of these little girls, she might get some bullshit, but that's just the music that they drop nowadays.
Fair enough. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad with putting her in God tier at all. Actually, I ain't nothing to even argue against for real.
Yeah,
Speaking of the women rappers though, I feel like
for
we
sure.
haven't touched on them. It'll be interesting to see what kind of where they fall on this list. But let's start with let's just go with the popular ones. Where Meg fall in here for you if she fall on any of the list for you?
Like three, like around Gunna and them.
Would you say the same for Cardi?
Cardi, I would put it two.
So Cardi raps better than Meg.
To me, I enjoy Cardi.
Mm.
I don't really like Meg. I feel like Meg be rapping nigga verses. Like, I, Meg be coming off less authentic. So I don't like, to me personally, my opinion. This is all me. ISO.
That is a tell me more.
Because I feel like not the accent is undeniable. Like she's clearly from Texas, but ah, like what do you really like? It's like she not to me. It's just like she found her niche. She
Mm.
raps her niche. She doesn't really go outside of her niche, and then she throw like a real strong like southern feel to it to make the song feel harder. And it's like nigga, that song not as hard as it sound.
Uh, uh.
Like Like even her freestyle, like all her freestyles that the girls get excited about when she be rapping hard, if you play them back, she's not rapping about shit.
Uh, I I will say, I've never tried to find a knock on Meg, but I do feel like Meg has had a few spots where she's rapped about personal things, or I feel like I was getting a 16 that was her telling some type of story. I won't say that she hasn't dug deep necessarily, because that's
Like shit.
you know, but in terms of feeling like, nah, you giving me a story, you giving me something to follow, you painting a picture for me. I don't feel like I get that. I feel like I get the turn up rap. Like I ain't gonna necessarily say it's all ratchet, but it's rap for the girlies to get tea to. And I'm not saying that that's bad rap. I'm just saying that I in this conversation, I feel like that gives her a relatively low ceiling. So do you feel like Cardi does some of those things though, or has done
Bro.
that more?
Cardi make music. Cardi is closer to style wise. Cardi would be closer to a thug than she gonna get on there, she gonna do some ad libs, she gonna make noises, she gonna come get the young girl, get on her song, give her a hot verse, put her on. Like she really bringing in bitches and kind of like, like, hey, bitch, like I'm gonna come help you too. Like I'm gonna give you a verse. Like now you on, bitch. I bought you a Birkin, bitch. Like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Muggs was saying that Cardi, I mean, there were people that legitimately felt like Cardi had the verse of the year on that Tomorrow 2 remix. While I would beg to differ personally, I still think the verse is relatively fire.
What's that's that dun dun dun. Y'all, you bitches is scissor. That's that shit.
Yeah,
She went crazy.
she did. She did. So then all of their lineage. So when you looking at the Lottos, the Gorillas, like when you looking at them, do they all fall in a? I won't say this is by default, but do they all fall in that
By
third
default,
tier?
they like shit. Meg might be Meg. Meg. I mean, Meg is just hard to judge due to her last project.
Meg doesn't have
That's
great projects. I've
yeah.
always said
I'm
this.
like I'm like Meg projects aren't good. So even if she does have a good single or like a WAP, for
Yeah,
instance, but WAP is another example of her just having fun on a song and
yeah,
it going to number one due to bitches want to support some bullshit. And when I say bitch, I don't mean all of you females are bitches. I just don't know you individually. So, um, just take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, bro, like
yeah. I'm weak. I'd agree though. I feel like, and the thing is, I know people be getting up in arms about the tier, but it's like everybody that we're naming can rap. Like the question, the argument is not about whether they can rap or not. But if we are breaking down into these tiers, we really talking about okay, impact on the industry, and for some, is this going to be sustainable? Because if we were to have this conversation in, let's just say 3 to 5 years, in my mind, the way I'm thinking about it, uh, that's tough for some of these artists. But it's like if I'm looking at a tier three, it's an argument that you could fall out of relevancy from an industry standpoint in 3 to 5 if you're in this tier three. That's how I'm looking at it. And again, that's not a lack of skill. That might just be if that
man,
project
shit.
don't hit, or
Megan
if you don't.
Megan Thee Stallion got shot, disappeared.
Yeah,
She
and
just she just starting to pop back out right now. I just seen her on the internet looking skinny and shit.
I'm weak as fuck. But
Not
yeah,
like not
yeah,
like
no,
making a joke. Like she just looked like she lost weight.
yeah, and I haven't seen much of her either. I mean, I guess that's to be expected, but I wonder what that return to music will look like. And I'm not talking about sales cuz and not in any negative way, but I feel like that naturally will be impacted
What's
by everything that's happened.
the
But
ideal thing would to be drop a project and shit on Tory.
yeah,
And if you don't, yeah, next album might not do that well.
I
Sadly.
just yeah, I mean that is kind of fucked up, but I also feel like if you just give us, I don't want to say like the project because that's subjective, but if you just give us, I feel like a project where it's like, nah, this is me telling some type, I'm painting some type of picture for y'all. I'm not just giving y'all verses to turn up to. I'm not just giving y'all the hype songs. Like I'm giving you some type of whatever you want the story to be. It don't gotta be this origin story or nothing like that, but give us something about where you are. Like paint a picture about what you want us to get from this album outside of just the fact that you can rap or the turn up verses. That's what I feel like. I feel like if she gives that album, I feel like a lot of the rap community would respect it, given that
She
it's
might just
good
not had a she might not had a upbringing. Like
in rap. Or you saying, and
to
when you
have
say
a story.
upbringing, oh, I feel like it got to be a story in there somewhere, just from the bits and pieces that I
Like
have taken away.
from what I know, like she was raised by a rapper. Her mama died. No, her grandma died first, and her mama died the next year, I believe.
Something like that.
Her career like blossomed and kind of took off. So where's the story? You know, like she was in college before that. So like how like your mama had to be doing some kind of decent to where she was able to take care of you, was able to go to school type shit. Not saying it wasn't no hard times, not denying any of that shit because you know everybody has their own struggles that they have to go throughout life. Um, but I'm just like, did she sell drugs? Like, did she hold a gun? Like, did she used to work at McDonald's with aspirations to be bigger? Because I'm just thinking about all the female rappers that I actually enjoy. Cardi B, She a blood. Glorilla. She hold guns. And she sound like a nigga. I mean, even Nikki, like Nikki was a thought, but outside of that, Gucci Mane fuck. But outside of that, I mean, I think Wayne fucked too. But outside of that, oh, Drake might have smashed while she was with Safari. But outside of that, like
That's so up top. You just had to let that go. You said I gotta
hey, I
get
just
this
kept
off.
rolling. I was rolling and I kept rolling. I was like, oh, you can keep this going. But outside of that, like, she kind of had some street to her. Like her warning verse, like it was believable.
Mm,
So it's like she just had more of like she New York though. You know what I'm saying? Like even yeah, like I guess the only chick that's not really doing that shit nowadays from New York is Ice Spice. Like she just doing whatever the fuck she want to do. But outside of her, like most New York rappers, female rappers got a story or they know how to,
yeah.
you know. Shout outs to JT and them too. Yeah.
Facts. Facts. Would they be in a tier for you?
Not right now.
Fair enough. There's there's somebody I want to mention, another woman rapper. I don't know where she goes. I don't know how much the discourse or dialogue helps, but I want to. I feel like I
If you
want
about to
to.
say who I think you about to say, I already know where they go. But go ahead, say
Who
it.
you think I'm about to say?
Say it.
Lauren Hill.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
She is a living legend.
Okay.
It's one album.
I know. That's why I'm like, uh,
I knew you was about to say that though, because I was over here thinking about her. I'm like, this nigga about to say Lauren Hill. But Missy Elliott, got you.
as a rapper.
I'd argue it. I'd argue it. Missy Elliott doesn't have a bad album into the later years. Missy Elliott doesn't have a bad verse. Missy Elliott changed the style of music. But I understand somebody saying she's a living legend too. But I would argue for Missy Elliott to be on that God tier. But I'm okay with her being a living
Would
legend.
Missy have the same asterisk that Cube has in terms of maybe not undeniable, but can make a strong argument for?
Yeah, I'll give her that.
Fair enough. Okay.
Because I feel like Missy is held up there by even niggas.
Yeah.